all the mothers out there, I would like to give an example of mothers. And so, if you see, 70% of the mothers start their investment journey just so that the child can have better future.
If you look at studies conducted recent times, right, you'll find that only 20% of the workforce in India is women. And that's shocking because this women on a career break itself, that talent pool itself is so huge. Imagine tapping into that.
They can get better education. Start small, at least with that smallest amount of 1000 rupees. And as you progress in life, so you should start now, start small, but start right now. A dedicated investment plan or probably investment goal. Given an example, I'll just cite an example. So 1 year down the line.
Hi everyone, welcome to our first ever Zoom interview with one woman who has kind of inspired me in the few minutes that I have met her. And it's an absolute honor to have her with us to tell you all about why it's important for women, and especially women on a career break, to be involved in finances, in investments. I know it's a fairly vast topic, but this session will give you enough insights and practical tips to actually start from today, right? So to give you a little bit about what Mission 100,000 is all about. So Mission 100,000 is a campaign that we at Herky believe is extremely crucial in bringing women back to work. If you look at studies conducted recent times, right, you'll find that only 20% of the workforce in India is women. And that's shocking because there is so much potential. And the very fact that this women on a career break itself, that talent pool itself is so huge. Imagine tapping into that. So we want to tell you all that it's definitely possible, not possible. I mean, you have to come back because you've been here, you've done that, and what's holding you back, right? So with this in mind, we want to explore as many topics related to what women on a break actually go through and how they can come out of it. With that, I will take a moment to introduce to you Neha Katariya, who is a financial advisor at Perpetual Wealth Management. Neha, it's amazing to have you with us. Thank you for talking to us and talking to our women. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself before we actually dive into this topic?
Thank you, Ujwala, for having me on the platform. I am Neha Katariya. I'm a financial advisor. Like how Mission 100,000 is, likewise, I am also working on the similar mission where we educate financially literate women and provide them a way to have financial independence. So I'm a CFP holder. I've been into financial industry for past 5 years, and you'll get to know more about me going further while we discuss.
Great, great. So I'm really excited to dive into this, and we're going to keep it as real as possible for everyone who's listening. If you have people who you want to show this video to, please go ahead and show it to them as well, because nothing pays like paying it forward. Okay, so Neha, let's begin. If I have to ask you how you would explain investments in the simplest of terms that can be understood by women who have no idea about investments, what would that be?
So investments are nothing but the amount that you save put into an in the form of investments. It could be savings, it could be fixed deposits, it could be mutual funds, it could be stocks, it could be fixed income products, anything. Anything surplus that you have and you invest that amount for your future use is
Awesome.
what
Awesome. That's all we need, right? We don't need to know all those longish, detailed advertisements that you see that confuse everything out of you. So that was awesome. When did you get into this field of finance?
So, in the year 2019, I started working for Perpetual Wealth Management. Earlier than this, I was working with a couple of organizations where I was handling finance. It started all the way before in 2014 when I started working with my grandfather in his educational institute and taking care of his finances there. And then this journey has been going on
That's
ever
great.
since then.
That's
Yes,
great. And you seem to be, excelling in it and soaking it all in and just spreading the word, which is great, which is what we need.
yes.
What prompted you to take it up?
Um, Initially, it was my educational background that I come from. I have done my master's in MBA in finance and marketing, and I took a couple of courses. When I was in 11th standard, my none other UC college or probably CBSE schools in Karnataka had this different course, which was called as financial market management. That's when the interest started, and that is what prompted me to be where I am today. Uh,
That's great.
so
So start young. Yeah.
yes,
Just
start young,
awesome. That's great. That's great advice. Again, start young.
start young.
So
Yes.
if you have kids, whoever's watching, if you have kids, show this to them. Start young. Okay. So I want to take a step back to when you said in 2019 is when you kind of got into the whole finance aspect of it. Has there been a growth in the percentage of women taking into investments since the time you started?
Yes, like you said, 20% of Indian women are working. So if I take 20% as a women ratio who are working today, when I started, 20 to 30% women were investing, working and non-working both. So non-working aspect was majorly taken care by their husbands investing in the name of their wives. But then when the year 2000, as per the statistics, in the year December 2020, 2022 is when women investors increased their investment amount to 7.5 lakh crore. So that jump has only increased after 2019. So 29% was in 2021, 17% in 2022. So that's been increasing. So in my personal field, like my personal journey, so 20 to 30% were already there as in women investors. And in these 4 years, I've seen an increase in women investors by 80%
That's fantastic.
out of the 20% of working
Yes.
women I'm talking about.
Yes. That's fantastic, right? I mean, on the contrary, you would think women are not interested in it. Like stereotypically, you would think that they would just give it all away to the husband and say, Acha, you take care of it. Right. But that's
Yes,
not the case, which is great to
yes.
hear. I can't wait to go into the other questions, which will give me more insights into why this is happening. Three reasons for this increase, though. Can you give us three reasons for this increase that you've seen in the percentage of women investing?
So we've heard of a lot of campaigns that are going on. One such campaign is Mutual Fund Sahi Hai, and that is one of the campaign where a lot of women have taken a step towards investments on mutual funds aspect of it. And then there's investment awareness programs that are being conducted everywhere. So tier two, tier one, tier three cities, a lot of awareness has built up. And again, like the last and most important aspect, or I would say financial independence has become very important for every individual. So that's how women investors are increasing as
That's
the
great.
years are increasing.
Yes, I think, and you're right, 2019, 2020 is when the pandemic struck, right? And
Yeah.
everybody literally took a step back and reanalyzed what finances actually mean to a
Yes.
family, to a woman. So yeah, some positive impacts from this pandemic, I think.
Yes.
So going into a little bit of a detail, what do you think usually prompts women to get into investments, right? Is it through
It's
their, peers, through their husband, or just they're very curious, they see an ad and they want to find out what is it that actually gets women to invest?
so most of it is fear of missing out. Honestly, we live in a world where FOMO is like the biggest thing, right? So you see me investing and then you see me making some profits from my savings or investments. So you will be like, so you talk about it within your friends, within your peer groups, in your offices. That's when, so
Yeah,
to say it very precisely, peers, curiosity, and FOMO.
that's a deadly
That's
combination, right? That's a deadly combination. And what
yeah,
better do you need to get into something as crucial as investment? Uh,
very true.
so it's very interesting because this general stereotype, right, that women tend to make investments for their family first versus their own future. What's your take on it? Like, what's your experience been like in this field?
So it is absolutely true that it is very stereotypical that women first invest for their family and then to themselves. Be it anything, I'm not talking about investing your money, but investing your time, most importantly. So if all the mothers out there, I would like to give an example of mothers. So if you see 70% of the mothers start their investment journey just so that the child can have better future, they can get better education. And adding to that, if I'm talking about education as an aspect, every year the education inflation is about 7 to 10%. By default, a mother's love or mother's care or mother's belongingness to the child, that I want best for my children, this is one of the case. But slowly we see that, times are turning around where people are started investing in themselves, be it time, be it money, be it that 1 hour a day that they want to read, they want to do anything. So it's changing, but it's a long-term process that needs to be
Yeah.
taken.
It's interesting that you pointed out because while you were saying it, right, I just thought about like instinctively you want to save up for your kids. It's
Yes.
not that you have enough knowledge कि मुझे ये करना है and I have to do this and I have to go down, but you instinctively say, अच्छा, I'm earning now or I don't have enough, so let me save up. So it's very instinctual, right?
Yeah.
Um, but I'm really looking because the stats that you've just told us seem very positive and we're going in the right direction. So more power to women like you who are actually showing the way, showing them how it's done. Um, can you tell us though then about your own mission 1 lakh that you spoke about earlier? How can women benefit from it?
Okay. So I'll tell you in brief about what Mission 1 Lakh is. So it started when I got a so it's too personal for me to be very honest. Uh, I got married and I'd gotten a gift money basically. So my one of my family member told me that I think you should put an FD or probably buy a car for yourself if that is the case. Then I was like, why would I do that? I rather invest somewhere which is going to secure my future. It doesn't matter where I come from, what I do, and what I don't do. It's just I wanted to invest that money in a better way, not in a FD sort of thing, right? So if I like as a daughter or a daughter-in-law or a wife or a girl or a woman as an aspect is told to invest in certain ways, why not educate the rest of the women and let them take their own financial decisions? So that gave me a lot of push to make women financially literate first, understand these jargons, these terminologies, what is investments, what are the different ways where you can put your money in, how do you get return, understand basic the things like what is inflation, what is uh, different asset classes. That's and then give them. a way to start their financial journey by helping, holding their hand. That's
Perfect.
how
See,
my journey
I love,
started.
absolutely love how this is so personal, right? It starts
Yes,
from experience. And
yes,
when you go through it and you think other women are also going through it, but are unable to take the same steps maybe as you are, that's when you step up and make it happen. That's incredible to know. It's amazing. Um, so again, I want to go back to that 20% of women, right, who participate in the Indian workforce. What do you think, like from your point of view, what do you think holds women back from coming back to work?
a lot of career breaks in women's life happens due to childbirth. Two, I'm getting married. Three, I need to take care of my parents. Like if they are family responsibilities, in short,
Right.
right? So returning to work after tough these period becomes a bit difficult. Okay, will I have flexibility? Will I will my traveling time limit to, like, from 8 hours to 6 hours, with my working hours limit from 9 hours to 4 hours, or 5 hours for a matter of fact. And then a lot of family responsibilities are one of the reasons what make women hold back sometimes to, come back to work after career. But um, luckily, there's a lot of changes in the country, in amongst corporates, in fact, where childcare facilities provided. Again, like, flexible work hours, work from home has become a blessing for a lot of women. So they can juggle between both the responsibilities of the family and the work as well. So I think it will change. Good things take time to change.
Totally agreed. And they're changing, which is great. And
Yes,
the three reasons that you mentioned are exactly the three reasons that we at Herky also have found, right? It's either motherhood, or it's first it's marriage, then motherhood, or you're relocating somewhere because of your like a trailing spouse,
yes,
or you have, like you clearly pointed out, you have ailing parents, you so many, right? But it's so important to take that first step. And
yes,
I think that happens when they know that there are women like you and like us to form that support system, which is so crucial, right? Outside of your house.
yes.
So that brings me to the next question, as to be very simple to everybody who's watching here. Is it possible that women on a career break, let's say they have very little money for themselves, right? Is it possible that they can also start investing without actually getting, a free flowing income every month? Is that possible?
Yes, it is possible to actually start your investment journey from, like, smallest of the smallest amount today. So if you see, I'm focusing a lot on mutual funds here. Reason why? Because that is where you can start your, investment journey with 1,000 rupees. There are other traditional ways to invest as well, but we consider a lot of inflation and other things into mind, returns, the risk, and all those things in mind. To start your investment journey, start small, start at least with that smallest amount of 1,000 rupees. And as you progress in life, probably find a, like, as you upskill in your career life, say, for example, you're doing a job and you need to upskill every now and then to keep up with the updates in your specific areas. Likewise, you need to upscale your investments going over a period of time. So you should start now, start small, but start right now.
That's such a valuable tip,
Yes,
right? Like, don't wait for tomorrow
yes.
and then say kal karenge, and then we'll never get to it. It
You
just,
never get to do it. So,
yeah, you never get to it.
in
So
investing world, they say yesterday was good time to start, but today is also a better time to start.
fantastic, fantastic. I mean, I love how these sentences actually make so much sense in our everyday life. Yeah. um even if I have to think now, if I have, how do I save? And maybe the answer is right there in front of me, but I don't want
Yes.
to either look at it as something I want to do, because I don't know what will happen later, right? Fear of the unknown or whatever you call it. But start now. If you're watching
Okay.
this video and if you've heard Neha, start now, because the next question I'm going to ask you now, Neha, is can you give the women who are watching this, or even the men who are watching this, who want to show this to their wives, uh, 3 to 4 tips on how to start investing, even if you are on a career break?
One is start small. So whenever you want to start your investment journey, a dedicated investment plan or probably investment goals. Uh, Given an example, I'll just write an example. So 1 year down the line, I want to travel the world. Say, for example, for a month period. So I need to give this goal a an amount or a budget that for this particular trip, this much amount is it is going to cost me, including my visa, stay, travel, all of those shopping, everything inclusive. So follow a have a goal, give a financial figure to it. How much is it going to cost me? And follow that budget of how much do I need to invest today that I reach that goal by the end of the year. And invest keeping in mind, don't get panicked by market volatility in our terms. Don't listen to others, stick to your investments. Have Make a plan, give them a financial goal, and talk to a financial advisor and start investing.
Fantastic. I think all of them are going to come to you now after this session. That's great. That's great. So, I mean, so many points that I want to keep saying. I think start small. I don't know how important this is, but I started making a list of my expenditure, however small, right? Even if I spent 20 rupees on an auto, which was like some 10 years back, 20 rupees, but I would write it down. And that really made a difference in
Yes.
showing me what I'm actually spending on versus what I should be spending on.
You know, a lot of people have this thought process like income minus expenses is equal to savings,
Savings. Oh,
which is it should be
yeah.
the other way around.
Yeah.
Income minus 10 to
Ex-
20% of it should go into your savings
Savings.
and then create a budget for your expenses. I think the misconception needs to be changed a lot here.
That is so cool. Income minus savings equals expenditure, not the
Yes,
other way around. Okay, that is
yes.
great. I'm going to take this. Okay, fantastic. But now tell me, you've been in this field for a while. Have you ever felt the need to take a break from your own career?
Yes, I have. I
What
have.
like what goes through your mind, and how do you get over it? It's really overwhelming sometimes, right? When you say, I don't want to do this and I want to take a break.
So, a lot of times, what happens is women is into a lot of responsibilities. Okay, she's taking care of her house. If she's married, if she has a child, she's taking care of her child. If she has work, she's taking care of the work. If she has an event to attend in the later in the evening, she's doing that as well. So this is exhausting for her, like while doing everything. So I, I have been jumbling around these spaces often, and then I did feel like taking a break for some time, and I did please take the break. It makes you come back to life in a positive manner, and I feel like it always gives you a push to become better. Utilize this break in upscaling your knowledge. Don't just let it waste. Like, just because you've taken a holiday, that doesn't mean that you don't do anything. Don't do anything, but just scale. It takes an hour a day of your time.
Yeah, that's so great. That's so great that you spoke about it's okay to take a break.
Yes, it
Uh,
is okay to take a break.
yeah, because that's such a, again, stereotype in, I think, in our own minds. in some way, right? The way we project it, saying that, oh, I'm on a break right now, so I don't know much. I think that itself is very, it creates that vibe around you. Okay, you don't know anything, versus it should be the
Yes.
other way around. Okay, I'm on a break. Let me learn this and then come back
Yes.
stronger. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
it's so cool.
Manifest.
Yeah, manifest. Yes, that's like, I mean, that is everywhere right
Yeah,
today. And it works. It works if it
it works.
comes from you, which is, and it's coming from you, which means I take it for granted that it actually works, because from where you've come, like your background, again, that's something I want to know. Can you tell us a little bit about your background? You did say you pursued finance a lot sooner in your education.
Yes.
um, any fun anecdotes or anything that you remember from your personal, professional, in your background that maybe the audience would be interested?
So, so I come from a place called as Davangere near Bangalore. So so I did my 10th, and then I saw all my brothers and sister going to boarding school. And I was in a, I was, I'd taken science at that time. So I was like, that time I realized that this is not my cup of tea to enter into science. And I told my grandfather, I think you're doing a mistake. He sent me to the boarding school. And when he sent me to boarding school, there were two options. Like you either take science and commerce at that time, like how you do commerce, and in commerce you had normal commerce and you had financial marketing management. It's like ये थोड़ा नया है, इसमें जाते हैं. So that's where, like, it started from the school, and that's and I gave my exams, the first NISM exam back in 11th grade, when all the elders used to come to NISM board, those examination centers, and we were a bunch of 25 kids who had gone to give our NISM exams. So we gave one exam, two exams, and I was like, okay, this is where it starts now.
It really is something that fueled you, right? Right from the beginning, which is,
No, I've had a lot of trials and errors, like in different fields as well. See, I feel like there's calling for everything. Like you know what you are good at, and only then you get into that. And sometimes opportunities just knock into your door, and you need to grab that opportunity. So, with a lot of trial and error into different content writing, digital marketing, tally courses, and so like multiple things, uh, I got a call that, I need to enter this field. There's so much to achieve in this field.
yeah, yeah. I mean, when you were speaking about your own journey, as in how you started, right? From your own experience when you got married and you got this gift money that actually prompted you to get into this. It reminds me of our own founder's journey, right? Neha Bagaria's journey also started similarly.
Yes.
She was on a break and then she realized what actually mothers go through when they do want to come back. And that's when
We
she
did
started. Yeah.
we did have a word about it when we met in Bombay. I met Neha in Bombay, and I told her, "Hi, I'm Neha." She's like, "Hi, I'm Neha." And that's when we spoke about what I told her about, how my journey started, and she told me about how her journey started. And there were so many similarities, like, I mean, you're getting married and entering into a new house. It's an entire change of world for a woman. Okay. And that doesn't stop you from achieving your goals, or it doesn't stop you from doing what you want to do. Stick to it, have that determination. It will have a lot of ups and downs, of course. I mean, like, no journey is straight line, it has a lot of hurdles into it. So similarly, my journey has been into a lot of trials, errors, hurdles, upskilling, downscaling, all of those things.
Yeah, and this is, so it's so paradoxical, right? Like no two women's journeys are the same, but they're yet so identical in the
Yes.
way we go down that path, which is why we so strongly advocate the power of communities, right? It's so important to just talk to each other, get a sense of what the other person is going through, and to know that you're not in it alone. That itself
Yes.
is some kind of an elevation from where you are. So thank you for sharing that. It was really a nice little insight into your personal journey as well. Uh, so I want to know now, because you've spoken so much about your background and your family, what are the three women or anybody, right? Doesn't have to be women, who have inspired you in your journey so far?
So Indira Nooyi's journey, how she juggled between work and home, and Sudha Murthy for her simplicity in life.
Fantastic. You got the best of both worlds right there. Yeah, that's amazing. So I think Indrani is like, I think, a story that everybody will relate to. She has some fantastic insights into how to manage work-life balance. I think she's brought her kid some days to the office, and sometimes when we look back, you are doing the same thing, and you are no different from another woman who's doing the same, right? So I think circling back, it's all about how you invest that time and money that you have to create a better tomorrow, is what I would say, right? Uh, so great. Thank you for sharing. Indra Nui and Sudha Murthy. She's another, like, an exemplary citizen. I don't know how to describe her in like fewer than 100 words, but she's quite an inspiration to, I'm sure, so many women out there. So glad to know that. Um, Although now I want to take a little detour and say, throw this question to you. Do you think, or is it true that a majority of the investors in the country today are male? Is it true?
Yes, it is.
For the very
Like,
reasons that you have stated before, I guess, right?
yes, the statistics are changing. It takes time to change those statistics, but the women investors are growing as years are passing by, from like being 20% to, from just 27.50 lakh investors to 7.5 lakh crore investors. So there's a lot of difference between these two numbers.
Yeah. But like you said, start small. So I'm hoping even the numbers will grow in the coming years. Although reports have different things to say, but we won't go down there. We're just hoping that everybody who's watching this episode with Neha, please make the time for yourself first. Please make the time to figure out investments for yourself. Start small, start young. It's never too late.
It's
So
never
start
too
with
late.
what you have, right? So how different then is a strategy for a man when he's investing versus when a woman is investing? Do you see any differences there?
There are a lot of difference when a man and a woman is investing, because how we think and how a man thinks is quite different, right? So women, when they're investing their money, they think long term as their investment journey. So when you see in the past, like FDs, like when a woman invests, they've been investing for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, till like, till the end of the time sometimes, right? So strategies, women are more risk averse. They take a lot of calculative risk, but when you contradict to this same to men, they take a slightly higher risk than women. Coming to the point where like women are not affected by turnaround in the market situation, whereas men sometimes do get impacted and they do mistake selling. It is sometimes true in women's case as well, but this is the most basic difference that you can see between a man and a woman investing.
Yeah, and that's fair. I think whoever's watching can see it happening in your own household. Okay, this is there for everybody to see, but it's up to us to change this. Okay, whoever is watching this, please go and make that investment, however small. So, which brings me to the next very important point. How can women grow their investments now that they've invested? how can you ensure that it's growing and not like giving up in between?
So periodically reviewing your investments is important. Suppose you hold every 6 months, your portfolio needs to be reviewed. Once your goals are achieved, uh, invest that amount into another goal. Say, for example, my A goal is achieved, continue that amount to achieve your B goal. After the B goal is achieved, invest A, B into C goal so that your money keeps growing further.
Yeah, that's as simple. How do you do this? I have to be able to explain this to my child now to say A, B or A plus B equals C, because again, so it's so practical, right? And we fail to understand that investment need not be like an overwhelming thing to do.
Yes.
So thank you for simplifying that as beautifully as that. Um, what's your favorite quote?
Okay. A lot of women can relate to this. Give a woman $1 and she can put that into a good use. Teach her how to use how money easily works. She can change the world.
Fantastic. Which is what I am hoping this will, get women to do. Change for the better, and everything will change around you, literally. I think change the world that you mentioned. I don't want anybody to think that it has to be revolutionary, right? It has to happen, change has to happen for yourself first, and then,
Yes.
it will
So
just.
it's like I've gotten 100 rupees, and how do I use that 100 rupees? I want to shop. I'll go to the best bargain stores. I want to buy grocery. I'll
I'm
do the best
guilty.
grocery.
I'm guilty of this.
uh,
Oh,
so that 100 rupees, a woman can divide that into multiple things. I'm just giving an example. Imagine if every woman is financially literate and give it that kind of awareness and education, how much wonders she can make, and how can she change the world for herself.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, every drop makes the ocean, right? You just need to start and see where it takes you. And just be
Yes.
consistent. I think consistency, committed to staying the course, right? And not giving up when there are challenges are the most essential. So thank you for that. So before we close this session, what is the one thing that you want women who are watching this video to do, like right now? If you had to tell them as soon as you watch this video, go do this one thing to get this process started.
Okay. So I wish more women know how great they are at money management. If you can do it at home, you can do it in your financial life as well. Women are great at saving their money. Why not investments? Using the same money and putting them into different investment avenues. It is important for all the ladies out there to remove the mental blockage that I am not good at investments. I cannot take that risk. I am not good at financial planning. If you can make a house budgeting plan, why you cannot make your own financial plan? Go there, write down your goals, give them a dedicated timeline, give them a dedicated amount. Speak to a financial advisor. It is okay to get an advice. If you have fever, you go to a doctor. You do not take a paracetamol directly, right? So, likewise, go meet your financial advisor, whoever you trust, and start your investment journey today.
Awesome. Fantastic. I think this has been the most crisp way of explaining how to start your investment, keep at it, and also grow it.
Yes.
While also saying that it's not any kind of competition, to say that you have to do this in order to be, heard or make your mark or whatever, but it's for your own self-worth. I think every woman who's watching this is literally deserves to, give back to herself in some
Yes.
way. So thank you so much, Neha, for joining us today. I've had some amazing insights from your talk, which I have noted down here, and I'm going to put them into practice very soon. Thank you so much. And I'm wishing you also all the very best for your own mission that you've set out to. It's a noble one, and it's a path that not many have gone down on. So we're with you in this challenge, and we're hoping to change this world one woman at a time.
Yes,
And
one woman at a time.
absolutely. Thank you so much for joining. I'm hoping that whoever is watching this will take the time out to please think about yourself, make that investment, and keep at it. Don't give in to, like Neha really literally pointed out, don't give in to market trends, or don't be bogged down by it. She's also clearly said there is a difference between the way men invest and women invest. So take that as your strong point and just go for it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be back with Mission 100,000 on her key. Stay tuned to our social media channels on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. You can find us on those pages. Follow us, keep getting these updates, and we'll be back with a lot more inspiring videos just like Neha's. Thank you so much, Neha. Have a
Thank you
good
so much, Ujjwala. And thank you, her key team, for supporting me in your and having me over the platform as well.
absolute pleasure to be doing this with you, Neha. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.